I've used many different types of activities in e-learning design. For example, games, flashcard type activities, quick drag and drops with feedback, group projects, project-based learning, case studies and scenarios, interactive tutorials, virtual labs, and web quests.
Icebreakers. Creative projects. I've had students create e-zines, online web magazines, create a web quest, have students explore and find different websites, or digital photography is one of my favorite. Interviews. Have students find an expert in the field and ask them questions. A glossary. Either create one first or submit that, or have students submit a previously unfamiliar word, have them find the definition, and then use it in a sentence.
Okay. We've used a lot of different e-learning activities over time within our courses. We'll use quizzes or games. We try to use familiar formats like Jeopardy, Hangman, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, so that the instructions are really transparent and somebody can get in there and just take the test and not worry about how to take it. We use case studies, we use simulations. Now, from a science lab to maybe a customer service soft skills training, simulations are a great way to help people apply concepts and procedures you might present to them. Discussions and group projects are also good. They help you form community, and they allow you to do an in-depth analysis you couldn't do otherwise.
I've used activities such as online research, hyperlinked supplemental reading, video and audio, threaded discussions, blogging, peer editing, personalized online games, customized Flash objects, and virtual science laboratory activities.
Determining the type of activity that you include in a course, I use learner analysis, context analysis. I work with the subject matter expert and the stakeholder to determine the goals of the learning, and I always make sure that I align the objectives and activities with those goals.
Understand the course and the student. Is this a print-based course? Is it hybrid? Is it internet? Is it a fully online course? Is it self-guided instruction for training purposes, instructor-led, etc.? Understanding the bigger picture helps determine the direction, but don't be surprised if you encounter a fork in the road.
How do I determine what kind? Always go back to your objectives. What is the goal of your instruction? What are your objectives? If it's memorization, use drill and practice. Use quizzes, use games. If it's problem solving kind of an objective, use a case study. Use discussions, maybe a simulation or two. If it's a decision-making type of an activity, simulations are very good for that. It lends some realism to the activity. Now you want to explore a topic, that's a little bit different. You want to have some discussion, maybe some group projects, other things that allow you to go further than you would in, say, a multiple choice kind of a quiz.
This is one of the highlights of being an instructional designer. It can also be one of the most frustrating. As I brainstorm potential activities, it is crucial to remember that the student performance of the activity must match or directly lead to a student performing one of the lesson's objectives. Otherwise, I am wasting time and resources here at my college, and I'm wasting the student's time because the activity then becomes nothing more than busy work.
Designing for low bandwidth is becoming a thing of the past. Previously, we used to try to design for keeping in mind the students that might have dial-up and not high-speed internet, but that's becoming less of an issue now. And if you do design for dial-up, you're really going to fall behind with some of the technologies that you can use. Another thing to always include with your activities, feedback, feedback, feedback. Make sure that the students are getting feedback. Make the activities meaningful and align them with your learning objectives. And also make sure your activities are seamlessly integrated so the learners aren't trying to figure out the activities themselves, but can focus on the content. If they're busy trying to figure out the technology or the instructions, what they're supposed to do, they're not practicing what you want them to practice.
The wheel has already been created. Don't think you have to do it all yourself. Gather in all your resources and experts in your department. Search the web for things that have already been created. Reuse, recycle, repurpose. It's cool to be green.
Tips or tricks. Engagement is key. That's the big idea here. Make your activities relevant, make their purpose very clear, or students won't do them. Randomly placed, irrelevant activities, they're not going to be used. Time-strapped students just skip over things they don't see as relevant. Get students' attention. Use realistic situations that apply to them. Use something that they can relate to in their lives, in their professions, things like that. Find a good tool, preferably template-based, something like Kia.com or Hot Potato or something like that. It's very simple to use. But use that tool over and over. Get good at it. Use the different versions within that tool. If you are programming your activities yourself, create some templates. Use some models. Don't do anything you can't reuse in a different context. Make sure you can swap out the content from your reusable learning objects from a course, from a topic to another purpose.
Developing e-learning activities allows for creativity and is often one of the more enjoyable aspects of instructional design. However, they are often time-consuming. Always remember that the e-learning activities that you design are more valuable as a learning tool overall instead of specific to any particular course or lesson. Reuse and modify learning tools to be used across content areas to increase efficiency.